Alrighty, so just a quick update. Last time I was in here, we talked about Sesame Place and Rosita and those poor kids who Rosita was basically given the hi-hat.
Snubbed.
Yeah, snubbing the kids. So, yeah, that just a 9-second video just causing a huge stir. So, quick update on that. So, now they have that class action lawsuit. And Sesame Place has agreed that they're now starting training to address biases, promote inclusion, and prevent discrimination that's mandatory. So
right. So we're going to hire another fucking college asshole who's going to find this shit now because it's now their job.
Well, that's the thing. Are they admitting that it happened, or they're just wanting this to go away?
Well, it's just in response to the videos. Right. They're not admitting that it happened. I don't think that'd be very smart of them.
Well, did you see? Maybe you have it. The video of
that's
Woody.
Coming up. Yeah. So also SeaWorld CEO, because SeaWorld owns Sesame Place, is scheduled to meet with the Brown family alongside Adam's favorite, Reverend Jesse Jackson, tomorrow.
God, these fucking race hustlers. It's so awesome. Yeah, everyone's scared to say anything about these guys. They're fucking race hustlers. They get rich off of causing this, and they're fucking ruining our nation. But other than that, they're heroes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, this doesn't happen at Disney World.
Far from it.
Tell you that. So video surfaced now of the Disney parade at Disney World, and you see the characters from Toy Story. So you see Woody walking down, and then these girls see Jessie. That's the girl cowboy.
Cowgirl.
The cowgirl. Sorry, cowboy. And
have you seen this? It's fantastic.
No. Oh, so they're screaming for Jessie.
Watch Woody.
There's music in the back, so it's kind of hard to hear.
There's an African American family waving at Jessie.
Jesse's on the other side.
See them.
Yeah. Oh, Woody's got to go get Jessie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
over there, Jessie.
This is the new world order.
Hugs.
Yeah. Everyone's got to overcompensate. This is it's sort of the mascot version of like when you're talking to a black guy and you realize you've used the word man 22 times in the last 7 minutes and you've never used the word man.
I do that, and
Everybody
hate it. I don't know why. Or say bro. Oh, what's up, bro? Like I don't talk like that all the time. What am I doing?
And at some point you'll slide into watching basketball. Like you go, hey man, I was just watching basketball with some of my bros, man. Man, we fucking love it.
Yeah.
We love it, man, bro.
What's
bro,
up,
man. Yeah. Does everyone have a friend or know someone who is measurably nicer to black people is overcompensation? Like if the woman who works at the Starbucks behind the counter is black, this person will compliment them on their hair or something like, look at you, I love that hair. Like they'll say something that they would never say to the red-haired chick.
Yeah.
You know what I do is rather if I'm greeting a black person, I do the hand shake, but like
the clasp.
The clasp, and then we go in for the hug. I don't know why that feels more natural.
Get in here, man. Hey, man, tip off for Clippers about 15, man. All right, man. We're gonna check that out, man.
Are you talking about black dudes that you don't know, like you're just being introduced?
Yeah,
like the guests that come in.
You have to hug it out.
Sometimes I don't know why. Like it's not.
I
don't mean anything bad by it.
I found myself. If, white hobo comes up to me, I was like, get a job. Black guy's like, let me see what I got. Because I said this on Loveline 1 million years ago, and I mean it. I go, for every legitimate racist that exists, there are 150 white people overcompensating because they don't want you to think this is the society we're living in. They're actually doing shit I wouldn't do. Like, if I was, I had this reaction. I don't think you were with me, but when I was walking through Manhattan, and there was a black driver. I said, and he was like turning, and it's like white guy was like walking, crossing. I'm walking here, hey, you know how everyone gets all fucked up, like, what are you doing? It's like you're in the street. Cars are in the street. I drive a car. You're walking. Sometimes we're going to commingle. He didn't hit the guy. He just kind of got close. And the guy, when he was a white guy, he like turned around. He's like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And it was a black guy driving. And I was like going, hey, dude, shut up. shut up. He's going to fucking think that he's going to blame me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to get fucking blamed for this shit. Like, that's a black guy. Now,
You're ducking in the
if
back.
it was a white guy driving, I was like, fucking let him have it. I don't give a shit. So there's an overcompensation.
Somewhat subconscious, maybe?
Hang around,
Feels pretty conscious.
find that
Yeah.
person who gives out more compliments, who just the strangers, you know what I mean, who's nicer, hugging it out. You know, who is doing what Woody's wife
Jessie.
did, just running over there.
So which is it? What do we do?
Well,
What's the correct?
Look, Jesse Jackson has a dream. That's to remove money from corporations on a daily basis and fucking pad his coffers. Martin Luther King had a dream, which is we didn't treat anyone any differently.
Right.
We didn't even see it.
Right.
That's the whole point. You weren't supposed to see
Acknowledge.
color. Like
Yeah.
you weren't, when I was talking to Sonny at the Chinese food place 5 years ago, and he was talking about the Greek freak. Man,
Antetokounmpo?
Antetokounmpo.
Well,
yeah, and
Giannis.
this was 5 years ago. I didn't know who the guy is, and he's like, that guy's got a wingspan of 7 feet. He's got a vertical, whatever. And I kept going, black guy, and he'd go, he's Greek, and I'd go, oh,
okay.
Greek guy with the dunking on everyone all day, and like, yeah, but a black guy, right? No, he's a Greek. He just kept going because he didn't see it. Like
Right.
it wasn't, he didn't notice the difference between or whatever. It wasn't a thing
Right.
for him. Now he's a full-blown racist. Don't
Sure.
get me wrong. I've
Did
worked
grow
on
into
that.
it, yeah.
He's there
we
now,
stayed
yeah.
at that restaurant for 7 hours
He's
until I
grown.
got the job done. But so we can hug again now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the goal was not to see it or factor it in, not to have separate dorms for black kids, not to have separate graduation for black colleges. That wasn't the goal. The goal was not to see it, not to overcompensate or undercompensate or do way too many mans and bros and hug outs of strangers. That wasn't the plan. The plan was we don't see it.
Yeah.
But it gets woven in, equity. I mean, it was all over COVID, so we're going to take black people and brown people from certain neighborhoods and we'll prioritize them getting shots. That's not the plan. The plan is even. We don't see it. But somehow it's turned into a fucking cottage industry. Now all we do is see it.
Once again, we're a long way off.
Yes. We pulled ourselves further, but because of race hustlers, Benjamin Crump and Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, that they make money off it. It's an industry. There's a fucking industry. You have to hire these people to come in. These are good jobs.
I know these were many, 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 many decades ago, but they were all like friends with, or at least friendly with Martin Luther King, right? Like they knew each other. So what were they like then? I mean, how did this happen?
They need jobs, and the job is essentially over, so they're creating work for themselves.
do
They
you
lost
think-
their North Star.
Right.
That's right.
Now, do you think if Martin Luther King lived, he would go this way, or he'd still be the icon
I think
and
he'd
the
never
saint?
stop throwing up if he came back and saw what this fucking
Yeah.
state is and how everyone's, if he found out about Jussie Smollett and all that fucking shit and all the stuff we're trying to do to create everything all the time, yeah, he'd probably hate it.
What about because yeah,
He'd
sure.
definitely get a sneaker deal though.
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Who
I'd
wouldn't
buy 'em.
fucking buy it? You'd have to, otherwise you got to overcompensate.
We'd all be wearing the same. Yeah, we'd all be wearing the same shoes. So, when if you're at a dinner party or something and you met a new couple, I almost 10 times out of 10 when I say bye to the girls, I always hug them.
Yeah.
Rather than shaking their hand goodbye or anything. But the guys maybe a handshake. But I always give the girls a hug. And I think I grew up just always having to hug a girl because shaking the hands felt weird. So I think that's the same thing. Like I don't think it's a race thing as it is just a social norm in America now. 'Cause you get
You're
hugged
still
a lot,
thinking
don't
about
ya?
your clap hug.
I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this.
Yeah, you're a race hugger. Those guys are race hustlers, but you're a race hugger.
Okay, well,
There's
I'd
no
rather
doubt.
be that. I'd rather be that.
Work on that, man.
All right. There's a video that's been going around today. Little League game, Texas East versus Oklahoma, and they're playing in Waco, Texas for the Southwest Region Championship. Texas is pitching to an Oklahoma batter gets a little high and inside.
Oh, right in the head.
Hits him in the
helmet.
head. Yeah, got him in the helmet.
The kid's not doing very well.
If you look in the slow-mo.
No!
Yeah.
It knocks his helmet off.
A couple of spots on the helmet. I don't know if it got his actual skull. I mean, still, you're going to feel that, right?
Yeah, you get a
And so
contra-coup.
the pitcher is now distraught. And the batter, he takes his base and he sees the pitcher distraught and just walks over to the pitcher and decides, I'm going to comfort this guy because he is, look at him.
Oh, he's crying.
Black pitcher?
No, both white.
You hug-
Lily
you
white.
I know,
Hug
he's
the
getting the
white guy.
hug. Yeah, I know. This guy is better than me. He does it for everybody.
Wow.
The pitcher's crying because he didn't want to hurt the guy, and
That's right.
the guy who just got beaned comes over and gives him a very long embrace.
This has gotten millions and millions and millions
Good.
of views. Say everybody's loving the sportsmanship. He goes to the pitcher, he gets in his ear and just says, "Hey, you're doing just great."
Oh,
He tries to make him feel better. People in the
Mom's
stands are
crying.
crying.
Mom's crying.
Yeah, and so
When did Little League baseball turn into a real thing?
I think
Like,
it's
ask
Texas
Teresa.
sports.
I played for 5 years. No one gave two shits.
dude, Teresa's kids are like massive like on the travel team, crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I turn
it's a
on the
thing.
TV set. They got the goggles, the
Yes.
VR goggles for hitting that they're advertising on.
Oh, they take it very seriously. Yeah.
Travel teams.
Yes.
Everyone's got their own equipment now. Just your own equipment. Like when I played, it's like you got the fucking jersey of the kid who died last time, got hit by a truck, and it's like, oh, it's still okay.
Oh yeah. End of season, you have to turn in your jersey.
Yeah.
You'd
it's
get
mildewy.
shit issued to
Yeah,
you
sure, of course.
all the time. Like, you didn't have our own. You had your own mitt. You probably didn't have your own bats and balls and stuff. That was all just their shit.
Right.
You just
Yeah.
show up and play and then ride your bike home.
Yeah.
You know what I can remember the smell of, and I'm sure you guys can too, because mine was secondhand. But when my brother would come home with his school-issued football pads, the
Yes.
smell of
Yes.
those styrofoam football pads and like
Yes.
the cup, all the boys. Did you guys do this? I saw a lot of his
Yes.
friends put it on your face and like rub it up and down,
Yeah, you had to.
like make the noise.
Well, it looked like what a pilot would wear in a
Yes.
jet fighter
Yeah.
if you inverted it.
The smell of those pads, I can smell it.
I had all the pads. I had them all issued to me. I had a very small house. We did not have a dryer. We had a washing machine, and hygiene wasn't job one for me, nor my mom. And that shit was it would be soaking wet when I'd come home. I sweat through everything, the practice shit. It was a shit goddamn show, and it always smelled super funky town. I mean, you could wash the jersey, but the shoulder pads
Right.
always had funky town.
Right.
You had a girdle that smelled total
Oh,
funky
tell me
town.
about
It was all, I can smell
Yeah.
it now. It's
Yeah, me
so many
too.
years of smelling that.
In locker rooms.
Yeah.
How do you think coaches do cup checks now in Little League or youth sports?
How they used to just stack tap you?
You sack tap or you just knock on it as they walk
Really?
by. Yeah, because you had to wear a cup. At least in the leagues I was in.
With a bat?
just you know.
Vito's saying they do it with a bat sometimes, just tap on it.
We
Really hurt somebody.
we always lined up. We'd line up outside of the high school gym for the weigh-in. This is Pop Warner. The weigh-in in high school, they didn't really enforce. Like, I didn't wear butt pad in high school. It just looked ugly. I was like, I'll take my chances.
Didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
Yeah.
But I wore the thigh pads. But in high school, they didn't check. In Pop Warner, they checked. You line up outside.
Mm-hmm.
Every high school out here has the same exterior in the San Fernando Valley. It's all you'd play. You'd go from Burbank High School to North Hollywood High School to Sun Valley High School to Chatsworth High. Every single one of these motherfucking schools was built between 1931 and 1944, and they all just looked like prison, military, barracksy,
Bunkers.
bunker, all the same weird beige and avocado colors, weird screens on the windows. Nothing. I mean, again, the biggest revelation of Columbine for me was this is horrible, and holy shit, you got an elevator and like 3 stories and stuff like that. Stuff
atrium.
Stuff was barracks.
Yeah.
Everything was just barracks. Everything was the same. Bathroom ceilings were unnecessarily high. I don't know why. You walk down and bathroom like a 12-foot bathroom ceiling. Not sure. Every window slid the same way. Every door was the same. Every tile was the same. Every piece of architecture, the football field, everything's laid out exactly the same way in every one. And you'd go to the outside, and the outside of the gym, where the lockers were and where the gym was, the basketball gym was, and like the weight room was, would have this long cement ramp because they all had like this long cement kind of porch with a weird metal thick railing on it and like an overhang. And you'd walk up this ramp and you'd line up against the building and the ref would put you through hit your pads, and the cup would be knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
And then you would weigh in. And when you weighed in, our football coaches were kind of crazy. They wanted you to yell your last name and say, sir. So the guy'd have his clipboard, and he's got the names and the numbers, and he's weighing everyone in to see if you make weight because you're playing Gremlins or Mighty Mites or Tiny Mites or Farm, Bantam. Anyway, everything had a weight limit, and they just set that weird old doctor scale to 120 pounds, and they didn't touch it. They didn't weigh you, just walked on a scale. If you tipped it, you got pulled out. And they just go, who's next? And you go, Carolla, sir! As loud as you could. And then he'd look at the thing, and then you'd weigh in, and he'd check it. And
I'm so glad they didn't do that at Weight Watchers. Much more discreet. You get on, someone's really nice. They just write it down.
I was talking to Natalia about like coaches, and there's the new world order with kids and stuff. It's like our coach is mean or something, and I'm like, that's their job. That's what they do.
Our coach is a coach.
The coach. They tell you what you're doing wrong, and they try to fix it. And the one thing that I realize doesn't fly now in today's youth, and when I say youth, I'm going all the way up to 35, is coaches constantly criticize you for shit you didn't do. That's part of the game.
Like just eating it?
You got to eat it all the time. Like if you go up there, if you're snapping the ball and they're in the shotgun and the quarterback says it's on 2, and he goes, down, set, hut 1, hut 2, and you snap it, and the quarterback's got his hands by his side, and the ball hits him in the chest and falls on the ground, you'll get yelled at, and then you'll go, hey, he called it. I don't care who called what. Get the fuck back out there and don't fuck it up this time. Like, they'll just find out whoever they want to yell at, and they'll yell at you, and you got to eat it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was you. He finds the person who's closest to or the person he thinks or whatever, starts yelling. If you mount a defense, you're doing laps. That's how it goes.
But if the whole point is to find out the problem and correct it, don't you want to know who?
Once they start yelling,
not in the moment.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's that.
Well,
yes.
Speaking of sports, you watching Hard Knocks? Did you watch watch it yesterday?
Oh, that guy's a yeller.
I haven't started it yet. Who's the team?
Right now they're doing the Lions.
Oh.
Detroit. So new season started last night, and everybody's talking about the rookie defensive lineman, Aiden Hutchinson. So he went up and he first they asked him, what was your signing bonus? Because they kind of got to initiate the new rookies, and he says, I got a $23 million signing bonus, and the place just erupts, right? They're like,
23
no
million?
Way. Yeah.
Or 20. They say 23?
It's a 23.
23.
Yeah, and he's a number 2 overall draft pick, and he's a Michigan guy too. So, but now part of the initiation that they do on Hard Knocks is you got to make the rookie sing. And so he goes and he does this little ditty, and everybody's going nuts about it, saying it's one of the top 10 moments. Cousin Sal says top 10 moment of Hard Knocks.
He had to restart it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep. So they're kind of warm, like a little cold to it, but they're like, okay, they're feeling it now. Okay, here they come. It's got moves. And nobody knows his lyrics anyways. Okay.
It's good. He knows his audience.
Yeah.
Because I remember my rookie hazing. I was like, I had a little dreidel.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
I made it out of clay. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, come on, man.
This is the clasp and hug of songs.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a perfect example. This guy's a redheaded white dude in Detroit.
Damn. They're going nuts.
Yeah, so now the entire...
Now, do you think a black guy would get up there and do some Ted Nugent or Hank Williams?
Yes, Hank
No, he
Williams.
doesn't. That's my point. We're overcompensating.
Yeah. You know what I love, too? Play that at the end of the video again, Ben. Watch. One guy gets so pumped that he takes off his shirt in the second row and he throws it.
Oh, my God.
And a guy catches it and just starts... He catches it without even looking and just starts waving
That's
it.
great.
It's so good. Well, everybody loves this moment. They've been talking about it all day. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson singing.
No one has
Billie
found it problematic or anything?
No,
yet?
no,
Wow.
They are loving it. They
Wow.
are loving it, and they are loving Aiden. So good job, man. Everyone's loving it. But you know who they're hating right now? Tyra Banks.
Why?
What'd she
Is she
do?
still around?
Unsurfaced footage.
Oh, unearthed.
Unearthed.
Oh yeah, excuse me. Resurfaced, unearthed footage. This is from America's Next Top Model.
Oh, this is one of the best.
Yeah,
I already know what clip
Yeah,
this
so
is.
she's talking about Robin Manning. She's like 26 at the time. During cycle 1 of the series, a TikToker named Hot Girls Europe put up this compilation.
She's calling someone fat or
Broadcast
something good?
in 03. Oh, yeah. Here,
She used to yell at
well,
these
it's
girls.
her and all the other judges, too. Janice Dickinson. Go ahead, play. Let's listen to her criticism.
I think for Robin, it must be hard being among girls who are so skinny.
Felt a little bit
had
bad
to
for
be
Robin
weight.
because she is the bigger up down here in the hips and thighs than the rest of us.
Okay, Robin?
Now, are we shooting for the large size category?
Yes, Robin would represent a plus size model. One problem that I do have with
Yeah.
Robin, I think
Robin
on the
looks pretty
top
good.
she's not
Like-
plus size, and on the bottom she is.
Robin's maybe a 4. tops.
Robin's out as far as I'm concerned about being a supermodel.
That's way size.
Totally not.
No, hot scale.
Absolutely not.
Well, that's my humble
Size.
because
Okay.
I think Next America's Top Model is not a plus size model. I'm sorry.
I just wish her upper body was bigger and matched her lower body better.
See, yeah, it is about 90 seconds.
Like, why can't you want to be covered?
She looks hot.
This is saying, oh, I've got hips, so I'm covering them up. Why are you crying, Robin? Talk to me. Why
Why are you crying,
As it
Robin?
is. Robin, first of all, is too old to be starting
And fat.
model.
She's huge. She's not going to be a
that's a
top
rough-
model.
She's a size
She should
4.
work for car toppling company.
Robin is a fabulous girl, but you know what? She doesn't trust her own body.
Robin.
I don't know what she's doing in Paris.
I don't have a market here for Robin. You know, there's no market for plus sizes in France.
Robin, you were supposed to have a nude photo shoot. We don't have a photo for you this week, and why is that?
I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. My body is mine. I just didn't think that, that is what I needed to do in order to get ahead.
I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't do it. I was sort of expecting this kind
We
of,
really wanted to make fun of you.
Botticelli image. I was sad that you just kind of didn't put yourself out there, representing
I'm
women
not
of a
sad
different
enough.
size.
I realize a lot of people are like, I was sad that you didn't do a nude photo shoot. I
Yeah.
realize I would be
little
distracted
more.
or pissed off, but I never would be sad.
Yeah.
That would make me sad.
That's an emotion. Like, that's a weird
Why are
emotion
you
to be.
sad?
Yeah.
You're gay. She's dressed. You'll
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah,
You'll be
all
okay.
right.
You'll be all
I
right.
thought it was the one where she screamed at the girl, which is the best. But I'm. You know what? In the interest of being intellectually honest and fair, I've said this many times on the show about jokes and about comedy. If you listen to a comedy album and you hear a joke that would not fly today, and the entire audience is laughing, move on, because it was acceptable at the time. Well, we're talking about a chick who is literally a size 2, maybe a size 4. I was a size 4 in high school. Maybe
That
a
makes
size 4.
me sad.
Oh, are you forlorn, crestfallen?
It's just sad that you're a size 4.
Yeah,
in high
I
school.
was really
Are
tiny.
you sad, Chris?
I'm really
Are you guys sad?
Yeah.
I was
don't know.
I was really tiny. Anyway, this is not now. This is the way we talk to people. It's not good, bad, right, or wrong.
I know.
It is.
But
I mean,
look.
it's bad, and I feel sorry for them, especially in retrospect. But this was a game show where this was acceptable at
Yeah.
the time. So why are you blaming Tyra Banks now?
I don't know.
And
she makes me sad.
Exactly.
too.
And a lot of people are saying that you can't. Why are you bashing Tyra? This is a whole industry that was doing this, right? So
this was an entire society that signed off on the fact that a size 4 was a plus size model. You think Tyra made this up?
Well, also, sorry, everyone, but we have standards of beauty, and once in a while there's a show to try to figure it out. And it's like, look, they have huge custom auto shows all the time. They have the Riddler Awards, the most prestigious custom whatever. There's a standard. They find the car that looks the best and they give them an award. They don't fucking pull up there in a bone stock fucking Yaris and go, hey man, it feels like it's an aesthetic. It's just an aesthetic. We have aesthetic awards that are given out. And so it's like, what if you were a model and you had really bad skin? Would we?
They've been on Top Model.
Would we be able to pipe up? I mean, would we go, hey man, you got to clear that up,
Look like Ray Liotta.
We don't want to photograph you.
Right.
Like it's an aesthetic thing. So it's like there's an aesthetic. We've agreed on it. At some point, the makers of Dove tried to talk us out of it, but we weren't listening. But we had to pretend like we were listening. Like all shapes are beautiful. All whatever. Okay. Riddle me this. Find me the guys. Who are the guys who have the greatest access to snatch? World class, grade A snatch. Who?
Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt.
Pete Davidson now, maybe sadly.
Snuck in there.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Who's Tom Brady with? A fat ass?
No, model.
Who? Let's look at Pete Davidson's fucking dance card.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking chunksters.
No.
Bad skin, fat ass.
I mean, fat ass, yes.
Well, plump ass.
Right.
If you got enough hog, you can go there.
That's right.
She doesn't need butt pads either.
My point is the world-class cocksmen, who are they fucking? What do they look like? And Dove, shove it up your ass. Because they decided. They can get whoever they want. If Johnny Depp wants to be with Lardo, then he may be with. But you're trying to foist this societal shit on us. We're like, hey, this is the new, Lizzo's the new. All right, find me George Clooney and let's go back a little bit. Like, who was Robert Redford fucking when he was 23? A plumper? Find me all the hottest, find me the greatest fucking cocksmen in the world, show me their fucking girlfriends, find me one fat ass, and then shut the fuck up. Shut up. They've decided. They can get whatever they want. Dove, you can talk all the fuck you want about, and thank you for sponsoring this segment. You can talk all the fuck you want about what beauty is in your eyes. I got proof.
Yeah.
Tom Brady can fuck whoever he wants. What does she look like? Pear shape?
She looks like Giselle Bundchen.
A little bit husky?
More like a celery stalk, yeah.
Oh, well, that's the person who gets to fuck whoever they want to fuck. And you could go see who Jamie Foxx is fucking. I mean, go to any culture. I will show you a hottie. I will not show you a plumper.
But there's a lid for every pot, and for us civilians,
yes,
we all find our match.
Yes, but so Danny DeVito gets Rhea Perlman, but Dove, that's not our new standard of beauty. Stop foisting this shit on us. That's my point.
Can I give you the one exception that proves the rule? I just saw this. Ben, I don't know if you have it yet, but Pierce Brosnan, his wife, when they first met, fucking smoke show. She looked like, what's her name from that you guys are in love with from Elizabeth Hurley. She kind of had that vibe. And as years have gone by, she looks like a gorgeous middle-aged woman who has her hair and makeup professionally done. And there are these red carpet photos of them, and he's like, fuck all you guys. I think she's perfect. I love her, whatever. And you know what? God bless. He's Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. He's packed on a few. You're still making my point, which is she was a smoke show when he met her.
Yeah.
Dove wants us to have him meet her now and try to fuck her.
I see.
Why don't we get Danny DeVito and a few other guys, and we start pushing them to be the hot guys in society?
Yeah. Turnabout is fair play. Yeah.
Let's see how they feel.
Zoftig. Yeah, male pattern baldness. That's the look, Dove. Or maybe Gillette. Maybe we can get Gillette to pump this up.
But when you're standing on a stack of hundos, you're pretty hot.
That's true. But we never try this shit with men because it's too fucking laughable.
Oh, please. All of a sudden, there's a phrase called the dad bod that was formed 5 minutes ago, and you're all fucking proud of it. So it all evens out.
No, dad bods are guys that were formerly cut who went on vacation
and
carb loaded, but they still look good.
Yeah.
I'll take dad. I would take dad bod would be an upgrade if you saw me step out of the show. I will take it.
I'm down with dad bod. I'm just saying all of a sudden everybody's got a lot of excuses on both sides.
I agree. My beef is with Dove and all the other assholes who have to pretend like fat is some sort of new beauty standard, and it's not, because we're animals and tough shit. Yeah. You can't talk us out of shit. Okay. That's who we are. It's sort of like when they get pissed off about, like there's a lot of guys that are like, I don't want to be with a woman who used to be a guy, and then everyone gets all pissed off about it. It's wired into us.
Right.
Good luck. Well, that's the way we are.
It's funny. There's the change is there, but it's so microscopic. Like, remember, because I think we talked about this recently, in the 80s and in the 90s, when you were telling someone how beautiful someone was, you added, oh, she's perfect. She's blonde. She's blue-eyed. Yeah. Nobody says that anymore.
No. Tall. Yeah.
Aryan.
The real question for the dudes, we got to have this. We got to put this down on paper. There are transitioned men who went to women that just fucking knock it out of the ballpark.
Oh my God.
They knock it out of the ballpark. Usually, they have an ethnicity with their skin's a little darker and they're a little tighter and a little less hair on them and things like that. Now, look, you take your average Joe Sixpack dude and the super hottie trans chick, if we're not even allowed to say that anymore, and you give us that on one plate, and you give us Gisele Bündchen on the other plate, they're all going Gisele Bündchen 100% of the time.
If they know.
Yeah. For my experiment, they know.
They have to know.
But at some point, what if we started bringing Gisele down? What if we dropped down below an 8, into the 7s, into the 6s?
Right.
At what point does the average guy stop? Now, the average guy probably I'm just talking about coitus here.
Right.
Average guy's he's still going the 7.5 versus the transition 10. That's probably average too. But as you keep heading down,
we go to like TLC programming with my 1,000-pound sister and like that kind of stuff. Does it start changing in terms of would you rather take the 10 who maybe didn't start out as a woman?
Oh yeah, we're going down.
That's what I'm saying. Eventually, we get to the point.
Well, we're not even going to get. We're not going to get. I don't think to the TLC 600-pound life thing before most guys jump ship.
Yeah.
Now, at a certain point, you always know it's a good hypothetical. At some point, all my hypotheticals. At some point, people stop and go, can I drink? That means I've hit my fucking target. I'm over the target when people are asking for booze in the middle of this thing. But I think we're not going to get down to my 600-pound life.
So where do you think the cross is?
Well, look, we got to weed out the religious zealots or whatever of the group. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got to.
Well, have you been? I mean, you've been surprised. Like some of these trans girls who were previously men. Like I'll scroll through like Twitter or something. Like, oh, that girl's really pretty, and then I click and it's like, oh no, I was a guy, and then I just sit and kind of reflect.
Yes.
Like, how did that make me feel?
Yeah. Hey man, hug it out. So I don't know. I'd say
What's your threshold?
I have never considered it, but I would say once we dipped below 7, I'd start to give it some thought.
So you're like a Kinsey 3.
Yeah, I'd do a little tire kicking, like how long, you know what I mean? Are you a Rams fan?
7.
I'm
good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not committing.
No,
I don't want you to go out there and hustle up examples. But I'm saying, I don't know. Let's just go a little extreme. Once you get down into the 4s, now where are we?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think I'm a 3 or a 4, but I think it's just because I'm ignorant, and this is just
Adam's
so
so
new.
much more open-minded than you.
This is just so new right now. It could change next year when.
But you have to.
I'm not used to this.
You have to picture an actual 3 in their underpants, and then the one that looks like the top model in their underpants over there.
Now, for women, it's funny because there's trans men, and a lot of them are really pretty. We've talked about pretty guys before, so that's kind of a no-brainer.
I'm curious. I need an answer from Dawson right now. And I will not accept no number or a 0.0.
Dawson gets the vibe.
And I'm not saying I'm stopped at 7, but I'm saying as we go below 7,
you start considering it more.
Start to think about it. Dawson?
Well, first of all, I'm not quite sure I understand.
I knew you would.
However, I did see a transvestite that was the most attracctive woman I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So
now we're talking.
We were in Buenos Aires.
Wow.
It was an Alan Parsons tour. And
of course it was.
Me and Danny, the drummer, went outside to have a cigarette after dinner. And coming down this alley in Buenos Aires was this 6'7" monster of a woman about 30 yards away from us. And then on either side were what I found out were her muscle 4'10" dudes on either side of her. And both me and Danny are just sitting there smoking, and our eyes catch this girl. She's getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, Danny, it's a dude. Danny, it's a dude. It's a dude. And the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life.
No.
Holy shit. She was a knockout.
All right. Well, we're gonna need to compile some numbers here. So this is gonna take a while. I'll
Vito, take a poll.
I'll try to commit.
I know you don't want to stick with it. I am loving your 7. I love it.
Again, I'm dipping below, but the question is how much. Now, look, we have to find what a 7 and a 6. We have to find out what represents that.
And I could do a 7. I just need to be a little more enlightened, Gina. It's still so
it's
new.
A cultural
thing. Hey, I'm not blaming you.
It's a comfortable thing. I don't know.
Just because I'm praising Adam doesn't mean I'm putting you
His
down.
mom's still devastated he's not a nurse. Wait till he finds out he's fucking a dude. All right, let's bring it home, Max Better.
Oh, yeah. Check out the Water Cooler podcast.
Yeah. All right, there's Geico. Do you rent your home? Well, sure you do, and it can be hard work. You know, it's easy. Bundling with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around the house. Let's go to geico.com, get a quote, and see just how much you could save at geico.com.
This guy's better than me. He does it for everybody.
Wow.
The pitcher's crying because he didn't want to hurt the guy, and
that's right.
The guy who just got beaned comes over and gives him a very long embrace.
This has got millions and millions and millions of views. Say everybody's loving the sportsmanship. He goes to the pitcher, he gets in his ear and just says, "Hey, you're doing just great."
Oh.
Tries to make him feel better.